After turkey sandwiches and turkey noodle soup, I still have turkey up to my ears. So we're gonna make a classic, turkey teh-trah-ZEE-nee. Incredibly easy to make and super delicious. We are gonna start off with a little bit of prep though. Sound good? Let's cook. In traditional Chef Billy Parisi fashion, we are going to quickly small dice up a yellow onion. You could use a white onion, a sweet onion. You could even use pearl onions. And the next thing we want to do is finely mince some garlic. You know me, it's going straight through a press. And we have some fresh mushrooms. I'm going to be using a combination of baby bellas and butt mushrooms. But first, we're just going to wipe them down with a little damp cloth or paper towel just to get rid of any excess unwanted particles. Then to slice it, I slice off the end, roll it over so it stays stabilized, and then slice through. Check it out one more time. And yes, let's talk turkey. I have so much left over. This is such a fantastic recipe to use it all up in. What we want to do is large dice it. You could roughly chop it. We're just looking to get small bite-sized pieces. And when it's done, we're going to add it to a bowl, take that along with our vegetables right over to the cooktop. I've got a very large cast iron skillet. We're going to first add in some unsalted butter. Let's crank the heat to medium high. We want to make sure that butter is completely melted before we add in our ingredients. So we're first going to start by putting in our small diced onions. And because we want to do this all at the same time, we want a caramelization on both, we're also going to add in the mushrooms. And when we want to brown this, we want to spread it out at the very beginning, cover as much surface area as possible to make sure they get brown. But there's no reason to constantly stir it. Let it cook. And then maybe every 2 to 3 minutes, let's come back and give it a stir. This is probably only going to take about 8 to 10 minutes total to get to this nice brown stage that you see here. And then at that point, what we're going to do is grab our garlic. We're just going to add it in there. We're going to cook for maybe 20 to 30 seconds. They always say once you can smell garlic, it's already done. And now to make a roux, we are going to sprinkle in some all-purpose flour and mix it in until it is completely combined. This is going to help thicken up our nice creamy sauce. And at this point, we're going to deglaze with some sherry. If you don't have sherry, some dry white wine will work. It will almost immediately absorb straight into the onions and mushrooms. Don't go very far because we're now going to add in our chicken stock. I've got a great recipe for that. Mix everything together until it's combined. You don't need to sit there and stir it constantly. The heat is already on medium high. What we want to do is bring it to a boil. This sort of activates the roux and thickens up the sauce. See how thick that is? So at this point, add in our heavy whipping cream. This creams the mixture, adds a lot of fat, adds a lot of flavor. Again, using your spoon or even a whisk, mix it in until it is completely combined. And then once everything's together, we're going to turn the heat down to low and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. So really quickly before we add in the turkey, this is actually an adopted recipe from the original classic chicken teh-trah-ZEE-nee, which is said to be named after the famous opera singer Luisa Tetrazzini. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because you don't have to wait till after the holidays when you've got 8 gallons of sliced turkey left over. No, if you have leftover chicken or maybe just want to eat chicken in the middle of the week, this is a fantastic meal to use with chicken. That's how it was originally created. No need to wait. Make it with chicken, still delicious. Okay, here's what you do now. Let's grab that diced up turkey, add it right to that pan with that creamy goodness in there. We're next going to season it up well with salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Remember, season once, taste twice. Taste it, see if it needs seasoning. Taste it again, add more. And then we're going to hit it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Incredibly classic to use in a teh-trah-ZEE-nee recipe. Now use your spoon and mix all of those ingredients until combined. My recommendation is try a little bit because it's absolutely delicious. We're going to set that to the side and keep it warm. And in a separate large pot with boiling salted water, got a strainer already in there, we're going to add some linguine noodles. We want to cook it just until al dente, which is about 6 to 8 minutes. And to stop once again, I want to let you know that you absolutely can use a different pasta. This recipe originally would have used spaghetti, but obviously it's adapted over the years and people want to use what they have or what's available. So you can use linguine like I did, fettuccine, maybe even egg noodles. If you wanted to roll out homemade pasta, so be it. Not for me, I just got done cooking all day the last few days, so I'm going to use this linguine. Here's what we do. Remove the pasta from that hot boiling water. Give it a shake. We don't want to water down any of our delicious sauce. Once it is pretty well drained, we're going to take it over there and empty the al dente pasta right into that cast iron skillet. And then at this point, we got one more ingredient. We're going to add in our peas. Now, using tongs or even a rubber spatula or spoon, you want to thoroughly but gently mix everything together. And I mean gently so all things don't break apart. Spread it apart all over the pan. If you don't have a pan big enough, absolutely just transfer it to a 13x9 casserole dish. And then you want to sprinkle on breadcrumbs. You could use panko if you want. Breadcrumbs would be more classic. And then a little bit more Parmesan cheese because, heck, why not? We are next going to take it to our oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. We want to cook it for about 40 to 45 minutes, get a nice golden brown on it. Smells amazing, looks incredible. Cannot wait to try this. Yep, still using those fundamental techniques even when it comes to leftovers. Making sure your pasta is al dente, making sure your sauce is the right consistency, nice and velvety, nice and creamy, so dang tasty. This is an absolute winner. Homemade from scratch, it's always good, my friends. Here is how we quickly plate this up. Simply garnish with some fresh chopped parsley, and now you've got an amazing, delicious weeknight meal from leftovers. If you love this recipe and learned something, please like and share this video. Definitely subscribe to my channel, and you have to check out this video right here. I made it for you. We'll see you on there. Let's definitely get in this.